It's taken me long enough, hasn't it? Cracking open a cold one. I really don't like this beer. It tastes like juice, but I'm gonna drink it because I'm nervous to talk to the camera. Okay, I am Delaney and I'm filming a YouTube video for my YouTube channel. I'm a little nervous, but I'm gonna do it. So here I go. So I'm Delaney and I'm otherwise known as DelaneyDeeDesign, which is like my art account thing. And I'm an illustrator and a printmaker based out of Atlanta, Georgia. I wanted to start a little YouTube channel and kind of not teach, but inform people on kind of the stuff I'm doing, because it's really nice having a channel or something to go to for information. And I really don't know of a lot that focus around printmaking. There probably are a bunch, but I don't know. I'm no professional, but I'm really excited about printmaking. I started doing it about 2 years ago. I took intro to print and I just started doing it since then. So I'm gonna spill some knowledge on it. I'm about to graduate college at Georgia State University. My last semester is about to start. But with quarantine and COVID and stuff, I'm not really sure how my classes are gonna be, but we'll see. I'm excited about this. It's gonna feel weird for a while because I'm sitting in my room talking to a camera, but I think it'll be fun and informative. And yeah, welcome. First and foremost, I'm gonna introduce what printmaking is and what falls under the category of it and the different types and stuff. I'm not gonna dive into everything, but I'm gonna talk about the things that I've done. So, yeah. So what is printmaking? It's the process of creating artworks by printing. It's typically done on paper, but it can be done on other materials. Like, I'm sure you've heard of screen printing with t-shirts and tote bags and, you know, all that stuff. With printmaking, in most cases, it's where you create many prints of the same design, except with monoprinting. That's not possible because each monotype is different. With printmaking, each print is considered an original work of art. So even though it's a bunch of the same thing, each one is individual because no print is exactly the same, which is really exciting to me because you can make a bunch of things, but they're each their own thing, which is really fun. So prints are created by transferring ink from a matrix to a sheet of paper. And a matrix can be a plate, like this one. It's not copper, it's a zinc plate. And I did this in my intro to print class. I'll do like a more focused, up close thing. But it's like you take this zinc plate and you put a thing over it called, what's it called? Oh my god. Anyways, you etch it with acid and it creates lines in the zinc plate, and these lines get filled with ink when you ink it up, and then when you print it through the press, it will print exactly what you etched. It's really cool. Lots of science involved. Okay. There's woodcut, engraving, etching, mezzotint, aquatint, dry point, lithography, screen printing, monoprinting, and the list goes on and on. There's so many different techniques to printmaking, which is why it's so fun. We're gonna go through the different types of printmaking. There's intaglio, and an intaglio print is one where the image is printed from a recessed design that is incised into the surface. So an example of this would be etching, because the acid eats away at the drawing that you do on the plate. It's like a well. So think of it being like, okay, here's a flat surface. There's a little divot where the ink is gonna go in where you drew your line, And then when you print it through the press, there's like, what, 40,000 whatever amount pounds of pressure on it. Just the ink from the lines are gonna go onto your sheet of paper, and it's so cool. Yeah, aqua tint is where you add shading to the plate, and yeah, there's a lot of techniques you can do, but it's really fun. So then there's relief printing. Take a tool, such as this one, and you cut into, ow, oh my god, these are sharp. You cut into, oh my god. You cut into a piece of linoleum block or wood cut, so a piece of wood. It's basically where you take the plate or the matrix and carve into what you want to design, and whatever you carve away isn't going to show up on the print. With this one, what's going to show up is the raised surface. So aside from etching, like etching is different because it's the well fills up with ink. With this one, the surface fills up with ink. So when you print it, it's like a stamp. So yeah, I'm sure you're familiar with the stamp. This is like what that is. And there's different ways to do it. There's these linoleum blocks that have a backing with wood. These are a little bit more difficult to carve. And then there's these pink ones. I think they come in different colors too, but it comes like this. It's fun. These are really easy to carve. I did this one really quickly. Got a different beer now. A Night on Ponce IPA. Much better than the weird juicy one. Type, also known as monoprinting, which is something that I've been doing a lot recently, and in my last semester before everything closed down, I was in a monoprinting class, and it was really fun. So, monotype is where the design is painted or rolled onto a smooth surface. It's, makes the sound. When you take off this blue film, it is a blank, clear thing. Sorry. My boyfriend just walked in. Wanna say hi?
Hey!
Woo! Yeah, so as I was saying, you paint directly onto this thing, and you can create things like this, and it's a raven. I've had, what, 2 beers now? Monotype is my favorite right now because it's like painting for printmakers. I will definitely show some footage of me actively monoprinting so you can have a better understanding. I feel like I'm just saying things and you're probably like, what is she talking about? Ooh. Cheers to that. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention printmaking. Typically, if you're doing intaglio and etching and stuff like that, you're gonna need a printmaking press, which people don't just have those. The only reason I had access to one is because I'm in school. These presses are worth like thousands and thousands, $10,000s of dollars, and they're really nice and expensive, and you have to have special blankets and stuff. You don't want to mess them up because it's expensive to repair. Monotype and relief, you can do it at home with the use of different supplies and materials, and I'll get into that later. But yeah.
Yay!
Yay! Woo! Whoa. Okay, so I changed my clothes because printmaking is messy, and I didn't want to stain my favorite white shirt. I'm gonna get my workstation ready. Alright, so I'm starting out by drawing out with pencil on my block, and then I carve it out with a carving tool. I got my carving tools online for pretty cheap, so they're not that nice, but they get the job done. Here's the final product. This is an easy carve block, so it didn't take too long. Now I'm getting my supplies ready, and I'm ready to cut paper. You should cut paper when your hands are completely ink-free and clean because you don't want to ruin it. I've done that many times before, and it's kind of annoying when you have a, nice sheet of paper and you ruin it. I use BFK Reeves for a lot of my prints. It's a heavyweight printmaking paper and it's really nice. I'm using a tearing bar to tear my paper. Alright, it's time to ink up. I'm using Akua inks. They're water-based and non-toxic, which is nice for printing at home because you don't have to worry about solvents or any of that stuff where you have to be really careful about disposing it. I have some wipes that I'm using to clean my hands so I don't have to go to the sink. Alright, I'm inking up my plate with some black Akua ink, and I'm cleaning up my workstation as I go to prevent ink from getting all over the place. Typically I'll have a tarp down to not get any ink on my rug, but you know, I had a few beers and I'm feeling crazy at this point. I'm using my BARREN to press down. It's Speedball brand, and there's my first print. I'm going to ink up my plate again and do another print. I also got my rollers online. They're also not expensive. I can leave a link below to what they are if you're interested. And here we go again. I'm putting even pressure throughout the whole thing to get the ink dispersed onto the paper, and there we go. That's a lino cut, also known as relief printing. We're gonna take a quick break because I've got some mail. First and foremost, they throw me my phone. Didn't catch it. I ordered a shirt for my boyfriend, and it says weird coffee person because he's a barista, and it's by an illustrator. I don't remember her name. Hey, here's your shirt.
Yay!
Do you love it?
I love it.
Yay! The best for last, some shaggy prints. I don't know what's in here, but all I know is I was peeing on the toilet and it was 3 o'clock when her print shop thing dropped, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna buy a print. So I bought a print, only to go into my room to be like, oh my god, Sid, I just bought a print from Shaggy. And he went, oh. And I was like, what? And he had bought me some too as a surprise. So I don't know what's in here. This could be my order, it could be his order, it could be all of our orders. I don't know. But this is an unboxing. Are these stickers? I've been trying to buy something from Shaggy for so long, but her stuff sells out so fast. So we got, this is literally a sticker.
Oh my god.
This is amazing. Oh my, there's two. There's an egg boy.
Oh no.
Oh my god. I've been wanting one of these for so long. Alright, so here I am just unpacking and I'm just getting real excited. But now we're going to go to a monoprinting demo. Alright, so I have my glass slab with my ink and I'm going to roll it onto the PLEXIPLATE. I'm doing a reductive print, so I'm putting black ink all over the plate. And then I'm going to take away using a piece of cardstock. You can also use different tools. You can use skewers and paint brushes. It's a matter of taking the ink away from the plate to create your image. For this one, I'm kind of just going crazy, making weird lines. I took my paintbrush end and I did thin lines, just making it look cool and all that jazz. Monoprinting is really fun. I really enjoy it, and it's something you can definitely do at home. Alright, so I'm going to clean up my area and get ready to print. I use the Akua pin press to print my monoprints. I can leave a link below. It works really well and I've really enjoyed it. Okay, I'm taking my paper and I'm putting it on and setting it with the BARREN, and then I'm going in with my Akua pin press and applying pressure and putting it on the print. It's really heavy and I never thought I'd be able to monoprint at home, but it's been so nice with quarantine and stuff because I am able to make works that I want to make at home and not have to have a press. With monoprinting, the paper has to be wet before you print because it helps the ink soak into the paper. So I had sprayed it with a spray bottle and let it sit in a wet pack, which is basically like a moist environment for the paper. And then I dried it off with a towel and made sure there was no visible wetness, and then I printed on it. After that, I'm cleaning my plate. And yeah, that's what monoprinting is, and all the printmaking stuff I've talked about. I hope you enjoyed watching me do